Hello, I'm Alex Gupta with UATV. Today, Ukraine suffered a major cyber attack. Joining me in the studio to explain what happened is Alexey Baranovskiy. Mr. Baranovskiy is the Dean of the Kyiv Cyber Academy. Hello, Mr. Baranovskiy. Welcome to UATV.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Would you be able to explain to us what took place today in Ukraine?
Today we have a very massive malware attack on Ukrainian computer systems, as well as government systems and commercial systems, and simple citizens, of course, became the victims of this cyber attack.
So there was a cyber attack against government, consumers, banks, all types of industries.
All types of victims.
Do they have any idea who was responsible for this?
Now it's difficult to say because a cybersecurity company is just working on reverse engineering of these malware samples, and after that, maybe tomorrow or 2 days after tomorrow, we can say about responsibilities, who is responsible for this attack, for this malware code. But sometimes it's possible to understand who developed this code, this malware code, but it's impossible to say who shared it. And that's why I hope we will have information.
How severe, how bad is this attack compared, in the scale of attacks?
It looks like it's a disaster because a lot of banks, major banks of Ukraine, as well as main Kyiv airport, Borispil, as well as Ukrainian railway company, main Ukrainian railway company, and a lot of enterprise and other enterprise companies, plants, fabrics, and power grid systems were blocked.
So we had banks, we had airports, railways, just power grids.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything was debilitated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to say about the scale of the disaster in each company because sometimes information is protected or secret, but we can say that it's a very huge attack and bigger than the last one with WannaCry virus.
When was the last one? What was the last one?
Looks like 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So,
something like that, yeah.
And this one is much bigger than that?
Much bigger, because, it looks like that the types of malware sharing is the same.
How many? What would it take to accomplish something like this? How many people would it need? Government support? What?
It's a very good question. I think that the main question not in the count of people or count of experts, but in the legislation and government rules of play, things like that. Okay. Because today we haven't complex cybersecurity systems in Ukraine.
So there are very complex cybersecurity systems? Or
we haven't complex.
Oh, they're not complex?
They're not complex.
Because I was just going to ask you, what is this? Could you explain the state of cybersecurity in Ukraine?
Sometimes we works, I can talk about, for example, government, government field. We have very old rules, we have very old laws. Today we have just a modern cybersecurity strategy, but it's the main document with, looks like a politic document without implementations or limitations. If we talk about commercial structures, and commercial customers, that in this field the situation is much more better. We have a lot of cybersecurity vendors, propositions and products, and we use modern IDS, DLP systems, but we have a lack of experts, and I want to say that lack of, let's say, prepared experts, modern.
So the government cybersecurity is not very advanced.
Yep.
But
Unfortunately,
but the private sector is better.
It's better, but as you can see, not so good.
Because I wanted to ask you, what is the quality of IT coders, cybersecurity experts in Ukraine, especially compared to other countries, the Baltic states, Russia?
Let's say that in some fields of cybersecurity we have experts with much more experienced experts. For example, in forensic investigations, because we have this incidents every day. That's why in forensic investigation we have some modern approaches and some very powerful experts. But in different cases, for example, in understanding of IT risk infrastructures and IT methodologies and others, we're not so good. So it's my opinion.
Okay, so a forensic, so they can go back and they can trace what happened.
Yeah, they can trace. Yeah,
but they can't take the offensive and prevent it.
Yeah, it's a forensic side.
I see. I see. So why is there such a lack of talent? I mean, this is Ukraine, known for excellent IT.
I mean that I think that it's the two reasons of this. There are two reasons of this. First one, this is a financial reason, because experts will cost a lot of money. And another one, that this understanding of our CEO, Chief Execution Officer, or head of companies, that we need cybersecurity. Looks like we need IT infrastructure.
So you need more IT infrastructure and just to stop there.
Yeah, we have more. We need more IT. We need more programmers, but no cybersecurity experts. This is a problem.
From this attack, what happens now? What happens tomorrow? What happens going forward in the short term and in the long term?
During several years, we had a lot of attacks on cybersecurity infrastructure of cybersecurity state in Ukraine, on power grid companies. It's famous Black Energy and attack, for example, or last attack that have been maybe on last December on Ukrainian main power grid company. We had a lot of attacks on banking sector, another one, and I think that it's not anomaly. It's normal, according to state of art in this field, that if we hadn't cybersecurity systems, cybersecurity experts, of course we will have a lot of attacks, and the count of this attack will grow much more next years.
And about the severity, because Kyiv Borispol is hit. Thank God, nothing happened with any aircrafts. But if the attackers, if they wanted to, let's say, disrupt air traffic, could they do that?
Thanks for this question. I think that Ukraine is a lucky country, because in our critical infrastructure we have hybrid technology, as automatic and manual. That's why, for example, last attack broke the Ukrainian railway company, information system of Ukrainian railway company. But employees use stamps and papers, and always work.
I see.
As well as another example for power grid company. Hackers switched off the electricity, but engineers came to let's say some stations and switch it on manually.
Yeah, we heard about today at the metro that people were using tokens.
Yeah, looks like that. That's why we're happy to have an automatic and manual systems.
I see. Was this attack? It wasn't just isolated to Ukraine. I was reading that it happened in other places.
We have information that some other countries also have been touched with this attack.
I see. Okay.
As Russia, as Ireland, Germany, and as one. But I can't to approve this information. I just read it in our conversation with other experts.
I see. And my final question: you're with the Kyiv Cyber Academy, and I'm actually really interested, and I think we all are. What does the Kyiv Cyber Academy do?
Kyiv Cyber Academy is a modern education institution with the main goal to improve level of cybersecurity in Ukraine. That's what we work with. And our main activities are in certification programs, cybersecurity certification programs for students, modern approaches to education, for example, reverse engineering, malware analysis, forensic investigation as well. And we try to teach people from they have been students, not after that, because we should prepare cybersecurity experts from the beginning. Not from the end.
I see. So you have a lot of good students right now. You're
Not so many, but I hope we will have.
okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Baranovskiy, on such short notice. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for your attention.
Thanks. I'm Alex Gupta with UATV, and joining me in the studio today to discuss the cyber attack which happened in Ukraine is Alexey Baranovskiy. He is the Dean of the Kyiv Cyber Academy. You're watching UATV.